Alright, so I'm going to show you a couple of things in this video. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to pin your Autodesk Sketchbook app to the taskbar here on your desktop. Okay, so if you don't see the little icon, the little pencil in the orange square, that means it's not pinned on your taskbar. So here in the type here to search area, if you want to just type in Sketchbook, it should pop up. Okay, it may or may not have these options here. If it does, you can see them. If it doesn't, click this little arrow pointing down and it's going to give you these options to do a couple things to it. First one is to pin to your start button, which your start button is over here, your Windows button. Underneath it, it says to pin to the taskbar. That is this bar along the bottom, and it's going to be easier for you to open and close your Sketchbook app if it's pinned to your taskbar. Okay, so go ahead and click pin to your taskbar, and as you can see, it opens up the little icon here. Okay, so you can use that to open up your Autodesk Sketchbook. Okay, couple things to keep in mind is the editing windows that you have available for you. All right, brush library, color, all of that good stuff here along the top bar. If you click on this square here, the UI toggle, looks like a box that's open. That one actually gives you the opportunity to choose which of those editing boxes that you can have open. Okay. I'm actually currently using the school issued laptop, so it has a touch screen, and I'm also using the little mouse pad at the bottom. Okay, if yours is touchscreen, just make sure that you are scrolling out so that way you can see the whole drawing space. You can also pinch your little mouse pad on your laptop as well. Okay, if you don't have the touchscreen, you're just going to have to do your best to use the little mouse pad, or you can get one of those wireless mouses. That makes it a lot easier. Okay, also make sure that you do not have your stylist option, your pen mode. If that one is selected and you try to write with your finger, it's not going to do anything. Like right now, I'm actually trying to draw on my screen. It lets you draw with the little mouse pad because you're using the mouse pad, but if you are drawing with your finger, it's only going to do it if you turn it off. Okay. All right. So a couple of things I need to show you in this video is your brush tools. Okay, these drawing tools or the brush tools. Remember, your brush library can be opened using the button that looks like the rectangle with the three squares. That opens your brush library there, and you can actually scroll. I'm using my finger, my touch screen. You can actually scroll through and see all the different brushes that are available for you. Okay, if you double click on the brush that you want to use, it opens up your brush properties, and that's actually going to let you change the thickness or the thinness of your mark. It also lets you change the opacity, which means if it's see-through or not. Okay, remember, if it becomes see-through, when we start to overlap, it's going to show the overlapping of the colors. Okay, I don't need it to be see-through, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is. All right. Also keep in mind your color editor. You can choose different colors here along the ring or your color wheel. Okay, that actually changes the color. The diamond that's inside of it, or the square, actually allows you to change the value of that color, which means you're making it lighter or darker. Okay. Alright. So we can see that's a regular mark. If I change the opacity, it starts to make it thinner. In fact, you can actually see when I draw on top of the blue line, it starts to almost look purple instead of red. Okay. All right. There's other ways to open your brush properties and brush library little windows. Remember the window here up at the top, the UI toggle? If you click on that, it actually has the different layers window, the Copic colors window, the color editor, your brush editor, and your library. Okay, so those are the two that you can always open up from over here. You can always open them up by double clicking, either clicking the box here or double clicking on the brush that you want to use. Okay. Remember, each brush draws a different way, creates a different mark, and has different properties to it. Okay. For example, the chisel tip pen, not only does it have the basic, the size and the opacity, but in the advanced option, this is when your stylus comes in handy. Okay. And I'm not just talking about a stylus that you buy at Walmart. I'm talking about one that you specifically buy to link to your computer. All right, but you can change how the size of the mark changes when you have heavy pressure or light pressure. You can also change the opacity with how light or hard you press. Okay. A couple other ones I have up here I need to show you is the fill button, the fill can, the paint can. All right, remember this one actually will fill in the color of everything that's there. Okay, keep in mind that if it's a shape that you have drawn and that shape does not close, it's not going to fill in that space. Okay, I don't think I have any shapes here, so let me draw one really quick. If I draw a shape but I don't close it, when I go to fill in that shape, it fills in the whole information, not all. It doesn't just fill in the shape. So make sure that you're filling in or closing that shape completely. No, it doesn't want to. Okay, so now I can go over here and I can fill it in. If it has this little white line, just click it again and it'll fill up that space again. Okay, you also have this snake tool, the S tool. It's called your stabilizing tool. Okay, it's your stroke stabilizer. When it comes to drawing shapes, for example, if I draw a shape, I want it to be a circle, it doesn't really look nice and smooth. I'm going to change to pencil. Okay, it doesn't really look nice and smooth because my circle's not straight. What this stabilizer does, okay, is when I draw my circle, it will actually smooth it out for me. Okay, same thing with my lines. When I draw my line, it smooths and straightens out that line for me. Okay, you do also have the shape tool, but it only draws straight lines, circles or ovals, just depending on how you place it, and then of course squares or rectangles. Okay, right. So those are the basic drawing tools. The other thing I need to show you is how to save this project. There's two ways to save it. So up here on the left hand side, this little square that looks like a list with bullets, this is your main menu. When you click on your main menu, okay, if you look at these little icons, these are different icons to help you know how you are saving or what it is that you are doing. Okay. Of course, the folder means you're going to open up a picture. You've got this file here with a little arrow, meaning that you are downloading the picture as a file. Okay, when we click on save, it's going to download this picture, okay, as a TIFF file. That means it's saving that drawing as a sketchbook app file. Okay, if you are working on something and you don't want to risk losing it, you can save it as this TIFF file and you'll be able to open it up later and work on it. Okay, but if you are trying to turn in a project like you're finished with it, this TIFF file is not going to work. So I cannot accept any TIFF files if you are going to submit it in Schoology. Okay, the one you need to click on is the icon that looks like a photograph, which is this one here, the little mountains with the arrow pointing up. That means it is going to export this drawing from the Schoology app into your computer as a picture. Okay, so when we click on export, you can actually see it here. Okay, it no longer says TIFF files, it says JPEG files. This is a picture file, so this is the one that we need to save it as when we are submitting work in Schoology. Okay, so here I just named it as Miller. Depending on what the assignment is, you're just going to put your name and then what the actual assignment is. So I'll just put practice. Okay, also keep in mind that it's saving to your PC, to your computer, not your OneDrive, and it's saving in your pictures folder. Okay, as you can see, I have a bunch of different folders here. If you want to make your own folder to save it into, you can right click, click on new, click folder, and then you can put here digital artwork. Okay, and you can actually select that folder to add it into, and it will save that picture into that folder. Okay, and I'll show you right now. I'll open up my folder, go into my pictures, and I've got digital artwork, and we can see the picture is right there. Okay. All right, so that is how we use the Autodesk Sketchbook.